Got a huge update on a case we've been following for a long time. Check it out. This is a big decision, just came down today. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source for Second Amendment news. And today, like I said in the opening, a huge update on a Second Amendment Foundation and Firearms Policy Coalition case, Lara v. Paris. It's a case that's been making waves in the fight for gun rights, especially for young adults aged 18 to 20. Before we get into the details, just smash that subscribe button down below. It takes you 1 second of your life, helps the channel out immensely, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss any of our updates here on the channel. Let's get started. Quick update on what is Lara v. Paris. Some of you might not know. Lara v. Paris involves a challenge to Pennsylvania's gun laws that effectively prevent 18 to 20-year-olds from carrying firearms in public during a state of emergency. Now, the case revolves around 3 specific laws in Pennsylvania. The first one is you need a concealed carry license to carry a firearm in public. The second is you must be 21 or older to get that license. And the third one is during a state of emergency, open carry is also restricted unless you meet certain exceptions. Now, essentially, these laws combined made it nearly impossible for most young adults to carry firearms legally. Initially, the district court, you got to follow this case, it's been going on for years now. The district court ruled against the plaintiffs, saying that these restrictions were lawful. But the Third Circuit Court of Appeals disagreed in early 24, reversing that decision and ordering an injunction to stop the enforcement of these laws against 18 to 20-year-olds. They were saying they were unconstitutional. Then the case went to the Supreme Court. And after the Supreme Court ruled in the Rahimi case, which upheld some firearm restrictions for dangerous persons, they vacated the Third Circuit's ruling. They granted certiorari, vacated the Third Circuit's ruling, and remanded it back down to the Third for reconsideration in light of the Rahimi decision. Now, let's break down the legal argument real quick. Just a brief couple seconds here. The plaintiffs here argue that the Second Amendment's reference to the people includes all adult Americans, even those aged 18 to 20. They cite historical context like the Militia Act of 1792, which required 18-year-olds to be armed. We would not be a country without those aged people. On the other side, Pennsylvania's commissioner argued that the historical laws and traditions allowed states to regulate guns, specifically gun rights, for younger adults. And a lot of it had to do with the age 21 versus 18 deal. Now, however, most of the evidence comes from laws that were enacted decades after the Second Amendment was ratified. Now, the court had to decide whether to base its analysis on the Second Amendment's original meaning in 1791, like the Bruin decision says, or the interpretation when the 14th Amendment was ratified in 1868. Now, ultimately, the Third Circuit reaffirmed its earlier decision, siding with the plaintiffs and stating that these restrictions were not consistent with the principles of historical firearm regulation. But, like I always say, the gun controllers don't take losses easily. Now, Lara v. Paris is about more than just Pennsylvania. It's part of the larger debate on how courts should interpret the Second Amendment. Now, SAF and FPC combined, they have I think it's like 6 or 8 cases surrounding the 18 to 20-year-old ban on the Second Amendment throughout the country. The issue is, do we stick strictly to the historical context of the 18th century, or do we adapt the principles of modern times? Now, cases like this set precedents that will impact gun laws nationwide. Well, just a short time ago, the Third Circuit has denied Pennsylvania's request to rehear the case. What does that mean? That's big. That means there's only one more option for the state of Pennsylvania should they even decide to go this route. There's no guarantee they will, and I'll tell you why here. What's that other option? It would be another trip to the Supreme Court. The same Supreme Court that's already made the fact that they have issues with this case known. Remember, they GVR'd the case once already. So, Pennsylvania risks being the bad guy for the entire group of states that ban the Second Amendment for young adults, or the only other option they have is to take the loss on the chin and have it only affect Pennsylvania. And the question is, what do you think they will do? I want to say thank you to Second Amendment Foundation and Firearms Policy Coalition. Those two groups, the folks in those groups, you'll see them on this channel regularly all the time if you just go and watch my new series called Freedom Under Fire. And Adam Kraut has been on the channel talking about this case, Lara, twice already. And if you want to support those two, then you can head over to links down in the descriptions below and join these groups and donate to these groups to help fund them suing the government. And you can also buy the best coffee in the land. It's blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. Buy some Second Amendment Foundation's roast and buy some of Firearms Policy Coalition's roast. And we send $2 for every one of those items in their namesake sold right back to those groups so they can sue the government. If you value your rights and want to stay updated on critical Second Amendment cases, like this one, hit that subscribe button and share the video so more people are aware of what just happened today in Pennsylvania. Together, we can ensure that every American's voice is heard in this ongoing fight for freedom. Thanks for watching Guns and Gadgets. I hope you like this quick update, and this is going to be the way that we keep liberty alive, is to keep kicking the government in their teeth. Guys and gals, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. They're our rights. We don't get them from the government. Take care, y'all.